everyone, welcome back to Notice This. I'm Kat and this is the channel where I break down lien laws to try and make them just a little bit easier to understand. Let's talk about mechanics liens because a lot of contractors and suppliers are still losing money over things that are completely avoidable. I'm going to be breaking down the biggest lien myths, how to professionally escalate payment without sounding aggressive, and what contractors consistently get wrong with lien rights. So this isn't going to be legal advice, but it is how you avoid learning lien law the expensive way. So myth number one, I'll only file a lien if they're a bad client. Lien rights aren't about personality. They're about payment. You don't file a lien because someone was rude. You file a lien because your invoice is aging and your cash flow is not a charity. So cash flow problems don't care if the client was nice on the kickoff call or even if you have a great relationship with them. Myth number two is my contract protects me so I don't need a prelim. Or I hear my customer filed a prelim so I don't need to do one. Contracts are important and preliminary notices are what preserve the lien rights. And you need to file it, not your client. So if you skip the prelim, then your contract may not save you, especially if the statute requires that prelim notice. Courts like paperwork, not intentions. Contracts outline expectations when statutes decide who actually gets paid. Myth number three is I'll just threaten them verbally. A phone call is not a legal strategy. If it is not documented, then it doesn't exist in a dispute. Telling someone I might file a lien is practically the same thing as just thinking about it. If it's not documented, then it's just a rumor with a timestamp. Myth number four, I'll figure it out today if they don't pay. Lien rights are built before you have a problem. If you wait until you're frustrated, then you've probably already missed something critical. Lien rights are just not something you Google at 2 a.m. when accounting emails you. It is proactive, not reactive. So let's talk about how to apply pressure without burning relationships or just sounding emotional. You will not be threatening someone, you're just documenting and preserving rights. I also want to state that some of these documents are not required, but recommended. Step one is the collections demand letter. This is kind of like your first formal notice that the balance is overdue. It's professional, documented, and often enough triggers payment. So think of it as a reminder, but in a font that accounting will actually take seriously. Step two is kind of like a notice of non-payment. It just adds a paper trail that shows the account is delinquent and unresolved. It's helpful if the situation escalates to a lien or legal action. And it's less emotional, kind of more like an audit trail. Step three, which is my personal favorite, is the notice of intent to lien or threat to lien in states where that's not required. This is a professional escalation point. The language is simple and neutral, and it states if a payment is not received, we will proceed with filing a mechanics lien to preserve our rights. So you're not threatening, you're stating a business process and legal remedy. And when this goes to the owner, GC, and lender, people tend to find the money very quickly. And nothing motivates payment like seeing your company next to the word lien in a lender's inbox. So now let's kind of dive into what contractors can get wrong. Mistake number one is waiting too long. Lien deadlines are statutory. They don't pause because you're busy or trying to be patient. If you miss the deadline, that right is gone. So deadlines do not negotiate, empathize, or reschedule. Mistake number two is not tracking deadlines. There are deadlines for a reason. So you have the preliminary notices, notices of non-payment, filing the lien, enforcing the lien. If you're tracking this manually or by memory, that is a risk. If your system is memory-based, your system is broken. So make sure you have a good process in place to track the lien deadlines because that is the most crucial step that a lot of people miss. Mistake number three is filing against the wrong party. Incorrect owner, wrong legal entity, and wrong property description all of that can invalidate a lien. So research matters more than most people think. A lien against the wrong entity is a very expensive piece of paper. So highly recommend double checking all of the information that you receive from your client. Mistake number 4 is treating liens like a last-minute panic button. Lien rights are a process. It's not an emergency reaction. The process starts at project onboarding, not when the invoice hits 120 days past due. And if the lien deadline is 120 days after the job completion date, don't wait until 119th day to send the mechanic's lien. Liens work best as a policy, not a personality crisis. Mistake number 5 is being afraid of using a lien. A lien is a financial protection tool. It is not a personal attack. I promise you that most serious companies understand that, and it's just part of the construction business. So not using your lien rights can hurt your business far more than using them. Professional companies will understand liens, while unprofessional companies take advantage of people who avoid them. So if you want to protect your cash flow, send prelims, track your lien deadlines, escalate professionally, and file a lien if needed. Because at the end of the day, suppliers, payroll, taxes, no one accepts they said they pay as a payment method. Getting paid is not aggressive, it is just operational. So if you found this helpful, subscribe for more lien law breakdowns and real-world examples and state-specific rules. See you in the next state.